معنا في الجامعة عن أهمية الإشراف على رسائل الماجستير الدكتوراه. هو حاليا يشرف على 10 طلاب في الدكتوراه. فبيقول من أهم يعني الدكتور ما شاء الله موسوعة في الإدارة، إدارة بالتفويض، الإدارة بالقدوة، من أهم أدوات لساعدته في عمل هذه النقلة في الجامعة. في نهاية هذا هل في أسئلة من الجانب النسائي ولا السيدات؟ هل لهم أسئلة؟ لا يعني إذا في سؤال نأخذ على الأقل سؤال واحد لأنه ما أخذنا أسئلة.
طيب السلام عليكم.
تفضل. عليكم السلام.
السلام عليكم.
عليكم السلام.
السلام ورحمة الله.
فاطمة الركناوي، قسم الأنظمة. سؤالي كلية الدراسات القضائية والأنظمة. السؤال: ماليزيا دولة قطعت شوطا كبيرا نحو التطور في مدة وجيزة نوعا ما. نتمنى أنه كما تم نقل التبادل المعلومات المؤدية لتطور الجامعات، نقل التجربة الحضارية الماليزية في كل المجالات كالاقتصاد والسياحة والتعليم وغيرها في مؤتمرات أخرى إن شاء الله.
إن شاء الله. يعني it's a comment actually that how can we also replicate not only the academic success in Malaysia, also the success in other fields.
We are learning from each other.
ويذكر أننا يعني نتعلم.
I think logistically Malaysia is different because next to us is Singapore. Yeah, so we are keep competing ourselves with Singapore. Whatever Singapore has, we try to be better. So every day we are competing with Singapore, and then we watch what Singapore is doing. And Singapore is very advanced, so we keep on benchmarking ourselves with Singapore. So I think we have to find a good partner. I'm not sure.
هو وجود موقع الجغرافي لماليزيا وضعها في سباق مع دول شرق آسيا وخصوصا سنغافورة، فهذا السباق خلاها دائما تحرص على المنافسة في كافة المجالات. هل في سؤال آخر؟
السلام عليكم.
عليكم السلام.
معك بيان بصنوي من قسم كلية الدراسات القضائية والأنظمة. السؤال: نتمنى نعرف كيف نتواصل ممكن مع الجامعات الأخرى في عن طريق تبادل في المواقع، أو يعني كيف نتواصل معهم خصوصا في مجال القوانين في كلية الدراسات القضائية، يعني من ناحية قسمنا.
هذا السؤال للدكتور ولا لي؟
اللي يقدر يجاوب.
السؤال موجه لمين؟
البروفيسور.
يعني she's asking about يعني the best actually approach to collaborate with other universities, world-class universities especially.
Okay.
To benefit from his experience.
My experience is this. First, why we want to collaborate with them? That's number one, the key question. In our strategy, we want to have a brand positioning. So we have to position ourselves. We don't want to collaborate with all. We want to collaborate with only 10 universities that we want to really have our flag high in that particular university. And we collaborate with some the programs that can benefit many people. Say, for example, with MIT, we collaborate on sustainable cities. Many people can take part. We are not collaborating with, say, for example, with supercomputer chips making with MIT, because it limits the number of people that can work together with MIT. So we want a project where 30 major professors in UTM can work together with MIT professors instead of only 2 or 3 people. With Oxford, say for example, we have special reason because the king, the Sultan of Johor, I'm from Johor, his wife graduated from Oxford University, and she is the chancellor of UTM. So she said, Zaini, find something, I want to travel to Oxford University. So we find Oxford is a common, and then what projects you want to work with Oxford? So we found that industrial mathematics or applied mathematics is common for everyone, for engineers, for scientists, for mathematicians, so that is a common ground. So our focus working with others is to make sure that many people can involve from our side, and our flag can be raised high in the other side. The third one, we must work with them in the area where we are very good at. Otherwise, they will not be able to appreciate us. So this is where we think that we are very good at, and they rely on us. Say, for example, in the lab of MIT that we are working with, we are going to have 10 postdoctoral fellows working from our side together with them. So this big thing for them. Yeah, so they want to have that connection with us still.
طبعا هو يذكر انه من اهم عوامل النجاح في التعاون الدولي بين الجامعات موضوع التركيز او ما يسمى بالفوكس، انه هناك مجال معين او خدمات معينه تحتاجها الجامعه، مجال هي الجامعه نفسها متميزه فيه، وايضا تريد ان يعني تبني علاقه او شراكه تكامليه مع جامعه اخرى لتطوير اما يعني برامج تعليميه او مشاريع بحثيه محدده بنطاق عمل محدد بمخرجات محدده تخدم الجامعه. وذكر على سبيل المثال ليس فقط انه عضو هيئة تدريس يبغى يعني يعرف جامعه ايش موجود فيها فقط، لا، هناك مشروع محدد وخدمات محدده لتطوير يعني البرنامج التعليمي أو مشروع بحثي مشترك يخدم الجامعتين. ناخذ آخر سؤال من الجانب النسائي ثم ناخذ سؤال. طيب الدكتور بس
I'm going to give you the slide.
Okay. Is it public or؟
ما في أسئلة هنا في القاعة.
طيب. هو طبعا ذكر انه الشرائح اللي عرضت موجوده متاحه نقدر حتى نوزعها، فهو هيعطينا هي ونوزعها، يعني يمكن نحطها على موقع الجامعه او بالايميل نفسنا. دكتور له مداخله؟
Is the higher education, but you didn't mention anything about technical staff, although I was astonished of the numbers of technical staffs running each lab, sometimes up to 5 in your laboratories. I'm talking about the Faculty of Science, which is without the technical staff can do nothing. People who prepare the samples, the people who measure, the run instruments. So I don't know why there is no mention about the numbers.
Okay. The numbers is double than the number of academic staff. Yeah? Double academic staff, we have whatever academic staff we have, our technical staff is double. On top of that, we have... He's pushing someone. Technical staff is very important for us. In the past, the level of entry was very low, and now it's very high. Minimum, they must have at least 3 years tertiary education to become our technical staff, and some of our technical staff now have PhD that running our labs. Some of labs are very sophisticated, and they are not faculty members, but they have PhD. So this is the level of technical support that we need. On top of that, we give them a special, executive education program. Say, for example, they have degree, they can go to master's degree, and this is supported by university. And they can go to PhD as well. This is also supported by university. So there are 3 levels. One is what we call as research officer, and they are manning research labs. So research lab mainly PhD student, postdoc, and whatnot. So the running of that minimal, normally now we have master's degree holders, and some of them with PhD. And then teaching lab, which is very simple. Teaching lab is now handled by with 3 years tertiary education. Okay, what innovation we have done is that under your what is your research and innovation, we have manager of university laboratories, general manager of university laboratories. He is looking after all laboratories in the country, in the university. He is responsible to make sure that this, after 3 years, they get into degree program, into master's program, into PhD program, every labs. And in my fingertips now, I know how many thermometers in the university, how many of them are in use at the moment. This is all automated. This is all running, and this is the software that we develop ourselves. If you want the software, I can share with you.
Facilities management.
Yeah, and how many graphic computer available and what is in use at the moment. So this is all automated, and then director of university laboratory is in charge of everything. He is in charge of about 3,800 technical staff, and if you want to buy instrument, you must get through him, not get through the laboratory head, because sometimes you buy 20 similar equipments in the same building. Yeah, why? Because this professor said, I need this equipment. You need that equipment only for 3 months, and then 3 months. After that, no one use it. So we don't want to waste money. We don't have much money like Saudi Arabia, so we have to be cleverer in using money. So this man will tell you, okay, we have 10 already. You go this, I'm not going to buy new equipment. Yeah. So this man is very important, and in our case, it is reported to you.
Research maybe.
Though it is also used for teaching but a lot of instruments, expensive one, bought under research programs. So the cheaper one is for teaching. So the teaching, probably if I can give you some simple ratio, the teaching equipment is only about 10 to 20% of the total cost that we spend every year, 80% on research equipment. So we don't want to have manager for teaching, manager on research equipment. So we put under research, because research is bigger.
Dr. Hani.
Which doctor?
Dr. Hani left already, but we will convey this message. And, السؤال طبعا الدكتور كان مهم عن ذكر أعداد طلاب في الدراسات العليا وأيضا طلاب البكالوريوس، بس ما نحتاج نعرف أعداد الفنيين اللي يتولوا عملية إدارة وتشغيل وصيانة المعامل، سواء المعامل التدريسية أو المعامل البحثية. فدكتور زيني ذكر أنه العدد ضعف عدد أعضاء هيئة التدريس لإدارة وتشغيل مرافق الجامعة البحثية تستخدم في التدريس والبحث والابتكار، وأن هناك مدير عام للمعامل في الجامعة، هذه مسؤوليته توفير التجهيزات وصيانتها وتشغيلها. وأيضا وفروا كثير باستخدام تقنية إدارة المرافق يسمى بالكمبيوتر ايدد فاسيلتيز مانجمنت. هو في مكتبه عنده على جهازه يقدر يعرف كل التجهيزات المعملية الموجودة في الجامعة جامعة ماليزيا التكنولوجيا. وأيضا استطاعوا أنه يستفيدوا من نفس التجهيزات لأكثر من مشروع بحثي لأكثر من حضور التدريس. ذكر مثال كان يشتري مثلا 10 أعضاء تدريس يشتروا نفس التجهيزات لأبحاث ومشاريع مختلفة، وبعدين بعد 10 شهور تترك ولا يستفاد منها. فمهمة مدير عام المعامل التنسيق في الاستفادة القصوى من التجهيزات الموجودة في الجامعة مع الإشراف على الفريق الفني اللي يصل إلى ضعف عدد أعضاء هيئة التدريس. كل الملاحظات سجلتها دكتور، لا تشيلها إن شاء الله بإذن الله. دكتور حمزة.
Okay, first of all, on behalf of the College of Engineering and the whole campus, we'd like to thank you for the presentation. Just I want just to tell you something. Just around 5 or 6 years ago, there was a collaboration for 2 continuous Hajj season with USM through the Institute of Hajj Research Institute. That one, it happened for 2 continuous seasons of Hajj, and we conducted a lot of research. We have something in mobility, in crowd management, and in energy management, and in awareness, and it was very successful. We wish to have something continuous in these years. To the degree that we reached, to the degree that I was supervising one of the PhD students in Malaysia, in USM. He was utilizing the solar energy to cover the whole Mina with the solar cells and provide it with shading and at the same time with power of supply. So Hajj, as mentioned by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, منافع لهم. So there will be a lot of benefit there. So those benefits, it can be in form of scientific collaborations. So I wish through you, inshallah, we'll again initiate those kind of collaborations. Through the College of Engineering, we are ready just to have any kind of collaboration with you guys.
Alhamdulillah.
Barakallah fikum.
Barakallah. So it's a great thing that we can work together with College Engineering and USM is fine university. I don't want to complicate. If you start working with USM, you can continue working with USM if you like. But we have different focus. Probably we can sit down together. What we can do together. Yeah. Alhamdulillah.
أنا بس وعدت الدكتور لأنه هو حيطلع على المدينة والسيارة بتنتظره، فنختم بهذا يعني اللقاء.
Final.
شكرا جزيلا للدكتور.
There is another one.
دكتور. الميكروفون بالله.
Thank you very much. And your model basically is built for technical university, like MIT, or we have King Fahd University of Petroleum and Minerals. By and large, the majority of universities in Saudi Arabia are compromising big, large scale, all disciplines, non-technical also. And we have also free education, large number of students. So you are by default geared towards teaching-oriented university model. So how can we customize your model to the model that we have in Saudi Arabia? Basically, if you can address that model or customize it. The second point is people should have very strong ethics generally in each discipline to conduct their business properly. Now, when you push the university towards business model like what you are trying to do, how you will address more and more the non-tangible aspect? How can you address the people relations? What is happening down on the floor with the people relations, and they might be able to get more products, more companies, more papers, but how can we really deal with that challenge? The ethics when there is business environment coming to university. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You want to translate first?
طيب. هو طبعا سؤالين. السؤال الأول إذا يعني فهمت مضبوط إنه الجامعات عندنا يعني خصوصا جامعة القرى هي جامعة بالدرجة الأولى جامعة تعليمية وتدريسية باعتبار الأعداد الكبيرة للطلاب البكالوريوس، بينما جامعة ماليزيا التكنولوجيا هي جامعة كمان غير التنوع في التخصصات، إنها جامعة تقنية وجامعة بحثية في التقنية كمان. فكيف نقدر نستفيد من التجربة هذه لجامعات بوضع جامعة القرى مع الأعداد الكبيرة في البكالوريوس؟ والسؤال الثاني عن الإثكس، الثقافة والأخلاقيات والفكر داخل الجامعة، وكيف يعني تقدر تغيره في وجود هذه البيئة من العمل.
Thank you. The first thing, when I started my career as president of university, the university was very big. The university was 28,000, and according to plan, we are going to be 35,000. Yeah. So But upon receiving the appointment, I make it very clear I want to make this university small. I fight the case. Yeah, so, and since that is my mandate was to position UTM, not to get more students. We want to become a niche university, and for our case, it's very important. We want to become the university that can represent Muslim Ummah. So that is no deal out of it. Yeah. So we have to do whatever you want to do, as far as you can be comparable with that university that you always mention. So we have to play the game. We have to strategize. We have to be smart. The book that I mentioned, Why Nation Fails, we decide. We decide whether you want to be A or B or C. So we decided to be A, and then we have to act upon it. So what we do with the number of students, we manage to convince the ministry that to liberalize these colleges to become another 3 universities. So therefore we became small. So our undergraduate students that we have in the past suddenly became new universities, and we became very small university, and we want to be small. Yeah. And that is the case that we have to fight. You have to convince the authority. When I started saying that, the authority told me, the minister told me, why you want to become small? I have to study every other university that I want to follow. I tell them MIT is only 10,000. Yeah. Caltech, California Technology Institute, which is our rival, which is our model as well, they have only 2,500 students. 2,500 students, which is about 300 or 400 students undergraduate every year. So the undergraduate is not more than 1,200. The rest are all masters, PhD, postdoc. That is the number, 2,500. And out of it, they produce Nobel Prize winner every year. Then you can talk about that achievement. If you are talking about 35,000 students and you are struggling to get new staff to be trained and whatnot, so I think we are working with, numbers game instead. So that's number one. So I tell them, if you want me to appoint me for this job, and I want to do this. Otherwise, halas, I'm not interested. Yeah. So that's it. Because I was prominent professor, I don't care about this position. Yeah. So that's number one. Number two, you mentioned about ethics.
The ethics.
That's very important. Therefore, the task of professors is to maintain the ethics. I didn't show you our risk management slide. I have 4 risk management slides that I didn't put. I deleted that slide last night because I want to talk about it later. According to Robert Kaplan is very popular for balanced scorecard and what else? Strategic focus, blah, blah, blah. And recently, he is interested on risk management. And I attended his class a week early this year at Harvard. And he told us, about 120 students attending his lecture for 1 week, he said that 90% of the risk of the management of any organization or country is related to the people, not related to the hurricane, not related to the earthquake or to the fire. 90% related to the people. Yeah, it means that you have to manage people. Therefore, we have institutional DNA, as I mentioned. We are talking about culture. And we have my speech next year, every year I give inaugural speech, will be institutional DNA. And I'm going to discuss how we can inculcate that DNA to become part of us. If you do this in this organization, you feel that you are very odd because the rest are not doing that. Say, for example, if you get consultancy fees, you must report to university. Yeah? Because university will charge 25%. 75% is belong to you. Yeah? It's belong to you. But you have to report to inland revenue as well. You have to pay tax. In Malaysia, we have to pay tax, which is about 25%. So this is to be recorded. And we praise people that pay a lot to university. Instead, we will make everyone realize that this year, this professor is paying the highest contribution of 25% of his work. And he is to be noted. We give them special plaque for that particular year for contributing to university in terms of income generation. So that is the kind of thing that we are doing. It's a big thing how we can inculcate ethics, but we try our best. So far, alhamdulillah, we managed to manage the system. Students are willing to be very independent, and they subscribe to integrity very well, and everyone must sign integrity pact before they undertake any projects. Yeah, so they are willing to do this. They are not going to commit corruption and whatnot. That's all spelled out very early in the morning before the project starts. And thank you for your. You have.
I will do a quick translation.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And I thank everyone. Thank you very much for your participation. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
طبعا هو ذكر في الدكتور زكي اثار نقطة مهمة، موضوع العدد الطلبة، أعداد الطلاب. فهو كان يعني قبل توليه المنصب كانت الجامعة مخطط لها أن تصل إلى 35,000 طالب، وكانت هي 28. هو خفضها إلى 20,000، والأعداد الزائدة اللي في الجامعة نقلت إلى أسس 3 جامعات أخرى بها. فهذه كانت الاستراتيجية اللي هو عمل عليها. وكان يخاطب طبعا يعني وزير التعليم العالي في ماليزيا ويقول له أنا هذه استراتيجيتي، إذا تبغون تنقلوا الجامعة هذه من إلى ما رأيناه اليوم، وكان واضح، أو أنا أترك منصبي. فكان واضح وصريح في الرؤية اللي وضعها استراتيجية للجامعة بالفريق المختلف اللي شارك معه فيها. أنا أذكر برضو تجربة في تركيا، مجلس التعليم العالي إذا الجامعة تعدت 30,000 طالب يجب أن تفصل إلى جامعتين. هذا في سياسة يعني مجلس التعليم العالي في تركيا. السؤال الثاني كان سؤال مهم وجوهري عن موضوع الإثكس والأخلاقيات وتغيير الثقافة وطريقة التفكير في الجامعة. فهو ذكر أنه هناك برامج كاملة لتغيير التفكير في الجامعة بالرؤية اللي وضعوها من خلال، ذكر هو ورش عمل، ذكر الاجتماعات الأسبوعية، اللقاءات المفتوحة، وهو عنده لقاء سنوي مفتوح لكل منسوبي الجامعة، يعرض ما وصلت إليه الجامعة ويناقش ملاحظات الحضور، و10 اجتماعات مع العمداء في السنة في لقاءات مفتوحة، وعنده لقاء أسبوعي مع مسؤولي الإدارات المختلفة في الجامعة لمناقشة هذا. وذكر 3 يعني أعتقد يعني 3 أساليب مهمة في الإدارة. ذكر الإدارة الاستراتيجية، إنه ما يغرق هو في التفاصيل، بينما هناك رؤية واستراتيجية واضحة ومعايير لسياسة القضاء لقياس الأداء يقيس بها أداء الجامعة، وأيضا الإدارة بالتفويض وتفويض الصلاحيات وتمكين الجهات المختلفة لتقديم هذه الخدمات. شكرا للدكتور زيني، شكرا للحضور في الجانب في الرجال والنساء، وأيضا نشكر الدكتور رغم ضيق وقته ووجوده معنا لأداء فريضة الحج، أنه أعطانا من وقته الثمين لاستعراض التجربة، ونأمل إن شاء الله أن نعمل سويا على الاستفادة من هذه التجارب الناجحة لتطبيقها في جامعاتنا. شكرا جزيلا لكم.
هو كان قديم
بس يحولوها كانت
Yeah. Check. You check. Hey.
Thank you much.
Thank you.
Right now we don't have anything solid with USM. We want just to build it with you.